And we continue to monitor the traffic flow at one of the busiest ports of entry, Beitbridge Border person Musina. And for the latest, we cross live to our reporter, Pimani Baloyi. Pimani, a very good afternoon to you. What is happening where you are?
Good afternoon, Nomsa. You know, it just started raining here at the Beitbridge Border post in Musina, where people have been stuck here for days on end, and most of the people are just outside their vehicles, and it's just pouring down on all of us. But Nomsa, as you were mentioning, we've been monitoring this story for days now, where there's been queues that go back as far as Musina town, where people are trying to cross the border outside South Africa into Zimbabwe. And Nomsa, one of the most interesting things that we've noticed today is that, you know, there are bus ferrying people, there are taxis ferrying people, there are other forms of smaller transportations ferrying people to Zimbabwe, where we've seen some people just getting off those modes of transportation saying that, you know what, we feel it would be better for us to walk to the border post and try to see if we'll get processed and try to walk into Zimbabwe. But Nomsa, earlier in the day, my colleague Ruzani Chivase and Ulisani Livepe went to a portion of this border fence that we've been covering so many times over the years, where there's a porous border where people are crossing via the Limpopo River to try to get to, illegally crossing via the Limpopo River to get to Zimbabwe. And when they got there yesterday, Nomsa, we learned that there were 3 people who drowned and died in that river as they were trying to cross to Zimbabwe. But as you've heard from yesterday, we've had reports that, unconfirmed reports, that even 3 people died here while queuing at the border post, waiting in transportation for their transportation to get to the border and be processed. But Nomsa, let me bring in a person who's been experiencing this. I'm now joined by a passenger who's been stuck in a truck for the past few days. He says he arrived here on Sunday. But let me speak to him now. Sir, hello. How long have you been here, and are you hopeful that you'll be home for Christmas tomorrow?
Yeah, since from Sunday until now, we're still on the road. We have got a truck, but we don't know moving. But now the army, they try to open the road. It's fine. But the problem now, the border, they are closing. They are not working full day. If the border, they are working full day, maybe they'll help us. Just because 10 o'clock, 8 p.m., the border will close. So it's the problem that is facing to the people.
Thank you so much, sir. Nomsa, I just want to bring in a businesswoman right now to speak to her about how it's been going, because ever since this traffic flow has been happening, this traffic congestion has been happening, we've seen a lot of businesses booming, where we've seen people trying to sell food, people trying to sell water and other beverages. And I must add, Nomsa, this is happening throughout. The congestion starts just before you get to Musina, and when you get to Musina, there's even further queues. So let me bring in a businesswoman who's been selling pub and drinks to find out how her business has been going. Ma, ribucheni le learning mo libereka ishuma vyani business ya wa berekana.
Eish, since ke ba mo ke le 5 days ke robala mona. Batho ba ke bereka le bona, and then batla ba reka dijo mo ba bangwe ba mpalela batla ile ba bantši. O kry ke ne ke apea ke tša dijo ko shopong ke palla o feta ka fetša ke apeela mo. So ka bona hore ke kaone ke rwale dilo ke tle ke apele mo gausi ke apela mo pula yana just ba khono ja ba kere metsi batho ba ka re ba bangwe ba tlhokofala gona bene o mongwe o tlhokofetse mo la mo ba no sala robala mo o mongwe driver o no fologa mo la le ena o tlhokofetse mo la wa tsaba ke tshwara boima too much mara ke a gona ba tsama hore ba khono o ja mara uima se uima mona hore ba fete batho.
Ma una le rume ya hore lena ba rwa dikgwebo mo le inflate di price di price tša lena godimo ka hore le bona hore palo ya batho ile godimo. Ke nnete na di price tša lena tša maloba le tša today di ya swana na le dirisetša batho dijo na?
No, nna ke berekisa price ya ko shopong. But mo metseng kona ke bonne gore ke tshwanetse ke na metse ke tshwane le ba bangwe ka re ba bangwe ba na o tsamaya ba rwele metse mo duma tlhoko ba bantši batho ba o rekisa. So ka bona gore ke kaone ke tshwane le ba bangwe ba ba rekisang.
Le rekisa ka bokae metse?
Metse a 1.5 re rekisa ka 20 rand.
Re a leboga mma. Nomsa, as you've seen, I've just spoken to a businesswoman who said in her mother tongue of Sesotho that, you know, she's been trying her best to sell food to the large numbers of people who've been coming here, some of whom are hungry, some who are dehydrated. But one of the issues that I raised with her is that there's a rumor that these people have been, the business people who are selling along this road have been inflating prices, where she confirmed to us that indeed she's had to raise her prices of water, where a 5 milliliter bottle of water now goes for 20 rand a bottle. So, but Nomsa, for now, it's back to you in studio.